We're officially here for Clash of the Clash Show in Scotland 2024. It's an interesting ride, interesting stories. We're finally time to get down to the nitty gritty, the predictions and thoughts of who is going to win such and such match at Clash of the Clash Show, because this card is looking up to be very great. But before we get into that, I know we've been a bit slow on the wrestling content, but we got more on the way because wrestling is just booming and getting better and better at every single week. So if you like wrestling content, hit the like and subscribe button because we got more on the way. But back to the video. Our first match of the night is we have Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill defending their women's tag team champions against Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, and Abaddon and Alba Fire. And honestly, it's kind of pretty obvious who's going to win this. But before we get into who's going to win this, I'm honestly just happy finally first we're getting the women's tag titles off of the pre-show, and finally with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, they're finally getting momentum with the tag titles, which I honestly wanted. But this one, I liked it because it brings in other teams into this tag title match of Shayna and Zoe and Isla and Alba. Brings all these teams together, make them seem important, finally giving them screen time, so I'm happy for that. But I see Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill retaining their WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Now we get into the defending champion of Sami Zayn defending his Intercontinental Championship against Chad Gable. And this one, I like it because it's unpredictable because you can see both sides and who's winning. But honestly, Chad Gable needs to win this match, because how many times are you going to give Chad Gable an Intercontinental title match and lose it? He's had like what, 5, 6, or 7 of these matches and has lost it. But also, I've loved the story they've been telling of Sami Zayn and the whole Alpha Academy story of Chad Gable and all this. It's been perfect. It's been cinema. It's been great. But the thing is with this is that this Chad Gable needs to win this, because how much more, I don't know how you could really drag out more of this story, but also too, is it really believable that if Chad Gable loses again, can you really do it? Because yeah, you could tell the tale of maybe that, oh, you know, Otis will finally hit Chad Gable, because we're waiting for that big moment when Otis is finally going to turn on Chad Gable and get that big pop. So we're wondering, is that going to be that happens in this match and that's how Sami retains, or is it going to be where finally in some heel way Chad Gable beats Sami, and then after the match, that's when, you know, Otis finally turns on Chad Gable, like almost like Sami did at the Royal Rumble with the Bloodline with Roman. I don't know, but either way, I know this is going to be a banger match, because every single time these two have stepped in the ring with each other, it's been a banger match. And this time, just going to be no commercials. They're going to get 15 to 20 minutes to cook. But either way, I feel like, for my prediction, I feel like Chad Gable is finally going to win Intercontinental Championship. And then we get to our next match of the night, and that is one of my favorite women wrestlers, and that is Bayley defending her WWE Women's Championship against Piper Niven. And first of all, I gotta say, I'm so happy for Piper Niven. I've been a long time Piper Niven fan, and finally to see her get her moment to shine, especially they've been looking at her, making her look like this big dominant force from her Jade Cargill match to her squashing Bayley in episodes of SmackDown. But finally, I feel like this past episode of SmackDown really got to show us who Piper Niven was, because I thought the feud was kind of meh and kind of out of nowhere just because she's Scottish. You know, I'm happy she's on it, but still, it's kind of, you could have built something. But to me, this most recent episode of SmackDown really showed how great Piper Niven really is, and reintroduced her to the crowd. That promo she cut was amazing and brought more life to this feud, with Bayley having her own promo against Piper. Really brought more to this feud and got me even more excited than I was for this feud to begin with. So either way, I'm very excited. I'm very excited for her to finally get this big moment, and her with Chelsea is a perfect, amazing duo. They're just amazing and great with each other. But either way, I know both Bayley and Piper are both going to give us a phenomenal match. I think they're going to do great. But either way, it is pretty obvious though. I do have Bayley retaining her championship and defeating Piper Niven to retain her WWE Women's Championships. Next match of the night we have is Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles in an I Quit match, which we haven't seen I Quit matches in a while, which is crazy, but I'm excited to see it. But the thing is with this match, the issue is I never see Cody Rhodes losing in a while until he has that Rock or another Roman match again, because of how they teased that Rock and Cody match. But this one, I thought maybe you could make it believable that AJ Styles had a chance, but the minute you said it was an I Quit match, Cody isn't losing. But either way, so these guys having another match is absolutely great to begin with. That whole retirement angle added so much more more to this feud than it was in their first feud at Backlash. So that's absolutely great. It adds so much fuel to the fire, and the Scottish crowd is going to help this match. AJ Styles is going to look good, but the only thing that's going to suck is you're really going to have AJ Styles say, "I quit." To me, I feel like some type of shenanigans should happen. So either way, I'm happy for this match. I'm excited for it, but either way, it's kind of predictable, but either way, I still like it. I'm picking Cody Rhodes to retain his WWE Championship by defeating AJ Styles. Now to the last match of the night. And this one's been so hard for me to figure out who I have winning, because I could see Damian Priest defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Drew McIntyre. And this match has been hard because you have a valid argument for Damian Priest, a valid argument for Drew McIntyre. But I figure let's go both sides. Drew McIntyre, obviously the perfect side of him is that he got robbed in his hometown a couple years ago. Everything has been built up highest in his career. He is probably the biggest in his career, doing the best work of his career at the current moment. It's not in the last one they had in Glasgow. This one is actually in Scotland, in his hometown. So that's the difference. Plus two, really would rob him a second time in his hometown? That is just crazy. And then another point, he deserves a good reign. I'm not saying he needs a long reign. Like, the man deserves a reign at some point. At least a decent reign as champion. But it could be also with another CM Punk factor of where maybe he tries to distract you or hit Drew when the ref's not looking, but ends up hitting Damian by accident and now cost Damian the title. So that can add more fuel to the fire. But then we move over to Damian Priest, and there's multiple other reasons why he should also retain his championship. Because one, plus two, you also gotta add more of the CM Punk factor into this, is that CM Punk said he's going to make his life hell. And this would be the biggest moment to really add a final notch to their feud of CM Punk costing Drew in the biggest place of his hometown, because Drew kind of deserves a lot, because he's still talking crap about CM Punk on the internet. Plus two, everyone's been saying it. You would be World Heavyweight Championship if you wouldn't care and make CM Punk your main focus. So it's just kind of like all these points of leading CM Punk could actually cost him out. But if he does, hopes he does it right. And then the next thing is Damian Priest himself. I'm not saying, yeah, his biggest moment was at WrestleMania winning the championship. I'm not saying he needs to have a long one. He can be a transition champion. Even if he loses that Money in the Bank or SummerSlam, it's like, we don't know. Is Judgment Day gonna cost him? Are they gonna help him? We don't know. I think it's too soon for Priest to turn a babyface, but they're building towards that. But also too, with Judgment Day and Priest, is that finally now I feel like Priest is finally starting to find his group and become a bit more of a champion. Even though I don't see him as a crazy big, he screamed world champion, but Damian Priest is an amazing superstar. He's an amazing worker, athlete, his promos are good, his character is good, and it would kind of suck he's doing all this and then to immediately lose. It would kind of suck. So I don't know how would you do with that, because he deserves to win it too. At least maybe have until maybe Money in the Bank or SummerSlam to lose. And also biggest overwhelming factor and why there's a big point that Damian might win, and that is Gunther. Since Gunther is your King of the Ring 2024 winner, he gets immediately a title shot at SummerSlam. To me, it's pretty obvious. Gunther is winning no matter what. Gunther is winning that title at SummerSlam. Especially since Bash in Berlin is the next pay-per-view right after SummerSlam. But also too, it's just like you would really want Drew McIntyre to finally win the title and lose too much. I guess he doesn't have to have a long reign. He's credible, but he at least deserves a bit of a decent reign to finally go. I also understand too, he doesn't need a long reign as well, but I see both sides, but I still feel like, at least from the work he's doing, how much great he's been killing it, I feel like he deserves at least a 3 to 4 month reign, not just some possibly a 1 month, a 2 month reign. I don't honestly feel like that'd be right for Drew McIntyre, but both for Damian and Drew's side, there's so many factors here, pros and cons, yada yada, so on and so forth. But either way, I love this. This is one of the most unpredictable matches we have had in a long time, and I am so excited for it, just to see who wins regardless, because this has been so hard to predict. But either way, if I had to choose a winner, if I had to choose someone with Damian Priest to defeat Drew McIntyre and retain his World Heavyweight Championship. These are my predictions for Clash or Castle. Let me know down in the comments. Do you agree or disagree with my predictions? Who do you guys have winning certain matches? Let me know why, your thoughts and your opinions in the comments. Let me know down below. Hit the like and subscribe button. And we have to wait and see what happens at Clash or the Castle, because things are going to be interesting. But for now, you all can go. Shoo shoo, bye bye. School.